Live from the KHOU 11 studios and streaming on KHOU 11 Plus, your news starts now. Good afternoon, I'm Cheryl Mercedes. Thanks for joining us. This evening, we are tracking possible severe storms heading toward the Houston area. Meteorologist Pat Kaplan joins us now. And Pat, it's already looking gloomy along the coast there in Galveston. What's the latest you're tracking now?
Yeah, a lot of humidity out there, a couple clouds as well, and really warm temperatures. Live look here over the Museum District, where temperatures today have made it into the mid 80s. We're at 85 still at Bush, 74 in Galveston, low to mid 80s elsewhere. 85 actually ended up being our high temperature today. We made it there just before 3 o'clock this afternoon. Notice we only woke up at 67 this morning. That indicates that there was a lot of humidity overnight, and that's still with us, and that's going to provide the fuel for any storms that get going over the next few hours. Sunset coming up here in about 2 hours at 7:35. Let's get you to radar. There's nothing out there right now except for a few clouds. In the wider shot, though, you can see we've got a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings out across northeastern Louisiana, getting into the Jackson, Mississippi area. North Texas, though, pretty quiet, but we do have a new cell now developing just to the west of Austin. It's slow moving right now, but I do think that this will be the beginning of our severe weather potential as we get into the rest of the evening. So we do have a weather impact alert in effect just for a few hours this evening from 9 p.m. till 2 o'clock in the morning Monday. This is for the potential to see storms that produce large hail and also strong damaging winds. So here's the setup as we go through the overnight. Couple storms, some of these are strong with a cold front approaching from northeast Texas. That goes through. We clear things out fast as we get into Monday. It's sunny, it's dry, it's very warm, and we'll hang on to that nice weather as we get into Tuesday as well, with highs in the upper 80s. Here's a look at the severe threat for this evening on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the worst. It's a level 1 for the areas in green. Notice, though, there is a level 2 for our extreme northern areas. This is where we have the best chance to see severe storms that may produce damaging winds and large hail. Large hail is going to be the primary threat for us with any storms that can get going this evening into the overnight. Again, that highest probability in that area across our well northern counties. So from Huntsville going north, even north of Livingston. So we're getting up towards the Lufkin area, Madisonville, Centerville, Bryan College Station. Those are the areas that are most likely to see that threat. But I do think these storms could make their way far enough south here as we go through the overnight. Here it is on Future Track. We stopped the clock 9:30 this evening. Those storms that are developing to the west of Austin, I think, develop into a bigger complex here as we get just beyond sunset. That complex will approach the area, but notice how it starts to weaken getting into Harris County just before midnight. So I don't think the severe threat really extends beyond those areas to the north of the metro. However, look what's happening up here from Huntsville to Conroe into Livingston. Still some feisty storms up there. Those will continue through about 2 o'clock in the morning, and then everything is done. Tomorrow's gorgeous. We'll start off in the 60s. We'll end up in the mid to even upper 80s. The reason why? All of the humidity that we've got out there right now gets wiped away. And that humidity drop will lead the way for one, sunny conditions, but also much warmer weather for tomorrow. Here's Future Track temperatures. We start off again low 60s tomorrow morning, low to mid 60s. We'll end up mid to upper 80s by the afternoon. We could even push 90 degrees as we get into the day on Tuesday. So for tonight, 64 Jersey Village and Aldine, 65 downtown, 67 in Ireland, 64 for Tomball and Atascocita. We'll do 60 in Huntsville, 64 in Galveston. Tomorrow, a really warm day with lots of sunshine. 88 for Cypress, 89 for Mission Bend, 87 downtown, 82 in LaPorte. We'll do 78 on the island, 85 for Huntsville, 88 in Katy. Same deal for Sugar Land. Here's your 7-day forecast. We hang on to that warmth getting into Tuesday. Look at that, 89 degrees. Your high temperature, we will see 90 degrees across a few parts of the area, but humidity stays low. Just an isolated shower chance then on Wednesday. I do think our rain chances start to come back a bit for Thursday and Friday, and with the extra cloud cover, temperatures do turn a little bit cooler, still above normal though, with highs in the low 80s, and we stay in the mid 80s, getting all the way into next weekend. Cheryl?
Really love this time of year. Thank you so much, Pat. Tonight, chaos after dark. 2 separate shootings outside 2 different after-hours clubs, and now Houston police say they have had enough.
Establishments like this that harbor within our city contribute to crime. So Houston Police Department, we are targeting these locations and we're going to shut them down because it harbors the DWIs and the assaults. And this is exactly what we saw here tonight.
We're told one man was shot and killed in a parking lot after a fight outside a club on the Gulf Freeway. An hour earlier, another shooting, this one outside Latina's Sports Bar on Hillcroft in southwest Houston. Several people were hurt there. Houston police say they need your help finding these two suspects involved in the Hillcroft shooting. Our Michelle Choi walks us through the chaos caught on camera and why a nearby business owner says he's fed up. It's a video and interview you'll see only on KHOU 11.
A parking lot packed with cars, then suddenly chaos. Nearby surveillance video shows just how busy the after-hours club was right before people started running for their lives. It happened around 3 a.m. Sunday. Police later releasing these surveillance images. They say this man dressed in black is the shooter. They're also searching for this man in white. Both suspects, they say, took off in this black Toyota Corolla. In total, 6 people were shot, 5 men and 1 woman. 4 of them were rushed to the hospital in critical condition and taken into surgery. Hours later, the doors here at Latina's Sports Bar are shut, but police say it was wide open when the gunfire started. Investigators don't yet know what led to the shooting or if the people involved knew each other, but they say some kind of argument broke out before shots were fired. Now HPD says it's going after clubs that keep serving alcohol past 2 a.m., which is illegal, and that crackdown has support.
Afghan Halal Market, Afghan Village is the oldest one.
Omar Yusufzai owns 4 businesses in this shopping center, just a few doors down from what he calls a troublesome club.
Steps has to be taken in order to minimize the issues like that happened last night.
He's even taken his own steps to keep the area safe.
I want this place to be calm. Not like this. I don't want to see it like this.
Taking those steps that you can do as a tenant, right?
Yes.
Opening up, buying up businesses to keep this area safer. So how frustrating has it been for you?
It is frustrating, of course. I've been here almost over a decade.
Over the years, he's bought several stores in this strip center, including his latest purchase, a corner shop where he stopped selling alcohol and tobacco. He says that decision made a difference.
Even the police, the HPD was happy when I bought that business. They were saying you made our job easy.
He's hopeful things will continue to improve, but until then, he says he'll stay vigilant and he's calling for more police presence. In Southwest Houston, Michelle Choi, KHOU 11 News.
New overnight, a serious crash on State Highway 249 just after 9 p.m. near the West Mount Houston intersection. Authorities say a car hit a pedestrian after passing through the lane. An off-duty doctor who was nearby rendered aid until emergency crews arrived. Right now, we're told the victim is in critical condition. New tonight, 2 people are facing charges in connection to a mass shooting in New Mexico. Police say 20-year-old Tomas Rivas and a 17-year-old boy are charged in a shooting that left 3 people dead and at least 15 others hurt. It happened Friday night in a park in Las Cruces after an altercation between 2 groups during an unsanctioned car show. Investigators say more charges could come. Cheers fill the air outside the hospital in Rome, where the Pope has been staying as he made his first public appearance today after spending 5 weeks undergoing treatment. Pope Francis has been discharged after battling double pneumonia and acute respiratory failure. But as Christian Benavides reports, the pontiff's road to recovery is not over.
Prior to being discharged after a 5-week hospitalization, Pope Francis blessed the faithful from his 10th floor suite at the hospital, his first appearance since being admitted for double pneumonia last month.
The Holy Father, at the time of his admission to Gemelli Hospital, presented an acute respiratory failure.
He is returning to his residence, Santa Marta, at the Vatican. Catholics around the world have rejoiced, from Rome to his native Argentina. Up until today, this picture of Francis celebrating Mass at a small chapel inside Gemelli Hospital was the most recent image of the pontiff, and this recorded message, thanking for prayers, was the last time we'd heard from Pope Francis. This hospitalization was marked by a roller coaster of setbacks, including respiratory crises, mild kidney failure, and several coughing fits. The road to recovery will be a long one. The medical director at Gemelli Hospital said during his stay, Francis twice presented critical episodes during which his life was in danger.
The Holy Father was never intubated, and he always remained alert and oriented.
Doctors say the Pope will need continued speech therapy after prolonged use of high-flow oxygen and will need at least 2 months of rest and rehabilitation after he returns to the Vatican. Cristian Benavides, CBS News.
In San Antonio, a community is coming together to find those responsible for vandalizing a memorial for the 53 migrant victims of the 2022 Quintana Road human smuggling tragedy. Take a look. 51 of the 53 crosses were damaged, and photos of the victims were torn apart yesterday morning. San Antonio police believe this was intentional. Now local leaders and volunteers are working to rebuild it.
We've already had a lot of outpouring of support from the community saying, count us in. We're asking for volunteers to come and help us put up the crosses so that they could see that we will not be allowing this type of hate in San Antonio, not in a compassionate city.
As far as I'm concerned, this appears to be a hate crime.
Now leaders say they plan to install cameras around this memorial site. This incident right here comes just days after 2 guilty verdicts were delivered in the 2022 Quintana Road smuggling tragedy trial. Turning to the latest developments in the Israel-Hamas war. A new report from the Health Ministry revealed more than 50,000 Palestinians have been killed in Gaza since Israel's war with Hamas began in 2023. Officials claim the majority of deaths are women and children and say the number could be higher, with additional victims still believed to be buried under the rubble. This comes as Israeli operations have intensified in southern Gaza. They blame Hamas for refusing to agree to the new terms on extending the ceasefire. We're looking ahead to 3 stories happening this week. Tomorrow, the man accused of opening fire inside a Katy area McDonald's and killing an innocent bystander is due in court. Antoine Ridge has been charged with murder. 61-year-old Jorge Abaiza was picking up Happy Meals for his grandkids when he was shot 5 times, according to his wife. Another innocent bystander was also shot but survived. Ridge is being held in jail on a $1 million bond. On Tuesday, the new Archbishop of Galveston, Houston will be installed. Archbishop-designate Joe Vasquez has led the Diocese of Austin since 2010. He replaces Cardinal DiNardo, who resigned at the age of 75. That's a requirement under canon law. The Mass will be live streamed on the Archdiocesan website. All right, hey, Thursday, Major League Baseball opening day. The Astros will hit the diamond right here at home at the newly named Daikin Park. They take on the Mets for the first time ever on opening day. Ace Framber Valdez will take the mound to start. You can feel the energy at NRG Park as we celebrate the final day of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. From the incredible performances by top artists to thrilling bull riding and, of course, the mutton busting, this year truly had it all. And check this out. Country music star Luke Bryan is receiving a special recognition from the rodeo. He's been inducted into the Star Trail of Fame. It honors stars who have made a lasting impact on the rodeo. Bryan is the 11th star to be honored with a gold plaque and his name put on the Star Trail of Fame in the NRG Center. Tonight's performance marks his 12th since 2012. Speaking of, let's go out to NRG Park, where our Anayeli Ruiz joins us live as the excitement builds for tonight's final show. I can hardly believe the rodeo is almost coming to an end, Anayeli.
I know today is the last day, and honestly, people have really come out to enjoy a lot of the food, the rides. You know, the animals are still inside the arena, as you can see behind me. People have lined up to get turkey legs, the fried Oreos, of course, a lot of the rides. You know, we've seen a lot of kids having those stuffed animals, sometimes even bigger than themselves, but they're definitely enjoying their time out here. Lots of first timers. You know, I met a man from Canada today. I met a girl from Florida who was just here visiting. A lot of people from all over the U.S. and even outside of the U.S. out here for the rodeo, enjoying the last day. Honestly, the weather is beautiful. Met some really great people. And of course, since I'm here and it's the last day of the rodeo, I also got to enjoy some food. So I decided to start with the vegetables today. So I'm going to get an elote here from my friends. It's a Mexican corn that they put mayo, they put cheese, and they also put some chile. And a little bit of everything. They've been selling a lot of stuff. I'm also going to be able to get a turkey leg in a little bit. But of course, I wanted to start with the vegetables. And then we also have to get like a fried Oreo or a fried funnel cake or whatever. Hi, how's it going? So how have the sales been so far this year for you guys?
It's been awesome. It's been great. Thank you for, for all these people. They're having fun. We're having fun. We have been selling a lot of corn. So we've been popular with this rodeo, selling a lot of corn for sure.
Awesome. And so speaking to a lot of the organizers for the rodeo, they did tell us that this year the rodeo did break a record again in attendance, several nights, of course. They're very excited. We're hoping to get official numbers from them tomorrow. They told us that they would give us official numbers as far as attendance. And I know that a lot of these vendors, tonight you guys have to start tearing everything down, correct?
Yes, absolutely. We're supposed to close at 9, but we don't know how business is going to be. If we have to stay open till 10 or 11, we will, So we're just trying to do our best and make people happy, So that's where we are.
Just like you heard, the vendors have to actually start breaking down tonight, where you're told that they're going to start taking the dirt away from the arena. The animals will leave tomorrow. Thank you guys so much. I did pay for this, by the way. And we're just excited to be here, excited to celebrate the last day. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. And so, like I said, we're pumped. We're here. We're going to enjoy our time. We're going to have, of course, our vegetables, and then we'll try some other stuff. So we'll see you guys tonight at 10 o'clock.
All right, Aniela, you can't go wrong with any of the food there. You're in good hands. You go ahead and enjoy that. We'll see you a bit later.
So good.
All right, big shakeout here in sports. A shakeup after Texas was exited from the NCAA men's basketball tournament. Rodney Terry is out as the Longhorns head coach. Fired after UT blew a 13-point lead and lost to Xavier in the first 4 play-in game. Terry still had 3 years left of his 5-year, $50 million contract. In a statement released by the school, Terry said, quote, "It was a dream of mine to be the head coach of the Longhorns, and I've been able to live that dream," end quote. Well, the Cougs are back home tonight, getting ready for their next game, a Sweet 16 matchup against Purdue. That tip-off time hasn't been set yet, but the game will be Friday in Indianapolis. So the Boilermakers could expect a home court advantage when it comes to the fans. Jason Bristol will have more on that matchup on Sports Extra coming up after our 10 p.m. newscast on KHOU 11. Now, get this next. There's never been a perfect bracket in the history of March Madness tournament, and now we're learning how many are still flawless after last night's games. According to the NCAA, there is one just perfect bracket left for the men's tournament. That number includes entries from the most popular sites like ESPN, Yahoo Sports, and CBS. Now, on the women's side, it's a bit of a different story with roughly 2,500 perfect brackets left. All right, remember, KHOU 11 is your home for March Madness. This Friday, join us, Houston First and UH, at the official watch party for the Cougs Sweet 16 matchup. Tip-off has not been announced yet. We don't know the time, but we will be back at the Avenida Plaza with big screens, a DJ, and a whole lot more. So stay with us for those details. So excited for the Cougs.
Yeah, it's exciting that they're making it this far into the tournament.
Yes, it looks like they're going to have good weather, too, to be out there.
Which day did you say that was again? That was going to be?
This Friday.
Friday could be good, yeah. I think we just have to get over a few humps in the forecast. There's your 7-day. we're really warm. Monday and Tuesday, temperatures near 90 degrees across the area. So again, a big difference, but we do stay in the 80s all week long. Maybe a shower chance Wednesday, better chances Thursday into Friday. Of course, we'll have to keep an eye on that Friday for the outdoor game, or at least for the outdoor viewing party for the KHOU's game. We'll again have the timing on that coming up in a few days. But temperatures stay warm all the way into next weekend, so certainly starting to feel more like spring here across southeast Texas.
All right, thanks, Pat. Thank you for joining us here online. We'll have much more for you tonight at 10. Until then, you can stream us anytime on KHOU 11 Plus. Just download it on your TV and watch for free. Have a good night.